beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel, Becoming Susan. This is the spot where I talk about how I went from bedbound to completely healthy, happy, confident, and successful through the use of affirmations and other really powerful mindfulness tools. So today we're going to be talking about consistency. So I brought consistency into my life while I was healing, and that equaled wild success. So let's get to it. So I like to look at my past self fondly, because if it wasn't for my past self, I wouldn't be here where I am today. And I'd like to just explain how I was leading up to becoming extremely ill. So I would equate my past self to almost being like a leaf blowing in the wind. I had a lot of accomplishments. I had a lot of things that I was really excited about in life and proud of. And at the same time, I just kind of went along with whatever was happening. I now know that that was just God taking care of me along the way. So what that means is that if I graduated from high school, I just went to college because that's what all my friends were doing, and that's what my parents did. And after college, I landed a job, and I just kind of stayed at that job, and I would wake up and I'd go to work and I'd come home, and I really didn't have much consistency other than that. I'd go and see friends, and in the morning sometimes I'd sleep in, sometimes I would be motivated and wake up early, sometimes I'd watch TV every day after work, and sometimes I would clean my house, usually because of peer pressure. Like if we were having a party, I would clean my house just so it would look like we're really clean people, for example. So I did have a lot of strengths. I would just equate my life to being a leaf blowing in the wind. So what is consistency? I went from being not very consistent, only consistent when I needed to be compliant or when others were holding me accountable, to needing to be consistent in my life with certain things where no one was going to be around. I had to do it on my own. So that involves action. So I equate consistency with action. So it's not researching about it, it's not watching videos about it, it's not reading about it, it's actually getting up and doing it, or taking steps to do the things that need to be done to heal. So I love this quote. This quote states, "Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time." So it's those small steps that we take on a daily basis, those small choices that we make on a daily basis, that eventually stack up until we are wildly successful. So what were the things that I did consistently, no matter what, no matter how I was feeling, no matter what was happening in my day, in order to fully heal? First, I did daily affirmations. So the minute I woke up, I would say affirmations to myself. So those are those I am statements. My affirmation is, I am calm, happy, and confident in all that I do. I live a life of vitality and I love my life. I've added so many more affirmations onto that, like I am positive, I am wealthy, I am loved. And so I would say these affirmations every morning. I say my affirmations every single night. I write my affirmations on my bathroom mirror, so as I'm getting ready, those affirmations are just surrounding me. I'm looking at them constantly, I'm reading them. I would have a notebook and I would write my affirmations on sticky notes, in notebooks, on index cards. I'd put them up around the house so I could look at them. And eventually, as I got better and I was driving, I would listen to affirmations. I would pull up great affirmations that are available on YouTube, and I would just listen to them in the car over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where I have been so consistent with affirmations that those affirmations just happen now. They occur by minute every single day. A little positive affirmation pops up into my mind. I say affirmations. I am constantly giving people affirmations because I have been so consistent with it. Number 2, I do daily visualizations. So the minute I wake up, the very minute I wake up, I get out of bed and I go into a quiet place, which happens to be my walk-in closet, and I close the door with the lights off, and I stand and I put my hand over my heart, and I close my eyes, and I speak in present tense, and I visualize this life of health and wealth and confidence and peace and harmony. And I do these daily visualizations. Now, if I could not think of a new visualization, I would repeat old visualizations. In fact, some of my favorite visualizations that I've repeated several times have actually occurred in my life and have happened because your mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is visualized. And so once you visualize something, your body and your mind and your soul can't help but go after what you have been thinking about. So those daily visualizations have been something that I have done consistently every single day. And now my body is completely healed. I see the power of visualizations just in what is being manifested in my life on a daily basis. So I will continue this practice probably for the rest of my life, just because it is just so powerful. All right, the third practice that I did consistently on a daily basis, no matter what, was the practice of meditation. So as I was healing, I was in physical therapy and I went to the pool every morning, and something happened to me intuitively. I would sit there and I would close my eyes by the pool, and I would listen to the sounds of the water, and I would listen to the footsteps around me, and I would listen to the chatter of the people inside of the pool. And through that focused attention of those sounds, I would notice that my mind would start to clear and my body would just go into a deep state of relaxation. And after doing this for several days, I realized that I had discovered meditation. And I went on a deep dive of meditation. I would listen to guided meditations that I would find online. I would just sit in silence and focus my attention on the sounds around me. And this has just been such a healing, wonderful practice that I've done consistently in my life. And it's one of the pillars of how I was able to heal my body fully. So I want to point something out that happens when you become consistent. And I want to share this with you just so that you don't become discouraged. So when people become consistent, or you make the choice to become consistent with practices, many people think that progress looks like this, that it's just like a steady incline and everything's hunky-dory. I'm going to explain what happened to me. So what you'll see is I was consistent with meditation, visualizations, affirmations, and I truly did not see anything change for about 3 to 4 months. Now, that's not to say that things won't change more quickly for you, but all of a sudden, it started to snowball after that 3.5 month period. After doing affirmations, visualizations, and meditations consistently every single day, all of a sudden, I was able to do things that I had not been able to do in such a long time. And my progress just started skyrocketing all of a sudden. So what's happening is when you bring consistency into your life, it's almost like carving carving a path. So when you start a new path while you're hiking, if one person goes on a path, the grass kind of gets patted down, not much happens. But the more times you take that path, the more that path becomes defined. But you may not even see that path until you walked it over 100 times. And then all of a sudden, you'll see that path being carved into the ground. And that's what's happening in your body, mind, and soul. You're being consistent, and you won't see much happening until all of a sudden the path is there. But all that work that you've been doing is not for nothing. You are making progress. You just may not see that progress. And then all of a sudden, it's just going to feel like it's snowballing, like you're just skyrocketing, like all the success is happening out of nowhere. So that's how it happened for me. And if you're feeling like you're here and discouraged, just know that this is going to happen. So once I brought consistency into my life, some really great things started to happen. Not only was I healing, I was doing some incredible things. I was making my bed every single morning consistently. I was making breakfast for my sweet family every single day. I was developing this wonderful nighttime routine where I began to clean my skin. I began to put on nice pajamas. I was listening to wonderful music with candles lit on a consistent basis. And I realized that consistency equals wild success. So ever since, I have been consistent. I am consistent.